24 are forced to enter. Only the winner survives. In the ruins of a place once known as North America lies the nation of Panem, a shining capital surrounded by 12 outlying districts. Each year, the districts are forced out by the capital to send one boy and one girl, the ages of 12 and 18, to participate in the Hunger Games, a brutal and terrifying fight to the death, televised for all of Panem to see. This is only a brief description of one of the most critically acclaimed children's novels of this era, the first book in the Hunger Games trilogy, The Hunger Games. Author Suzanne Collins published The Hunger Games in 2008 and cast a new light on adventure and politics for teens. Throughout the trilogy, they build on suspense and action, which leads to a truly and breathtaking ending. I read the first book my senior year of high school and have continued reading them through my college years. It is the type of book that contains a story that you can't help but submerge yourself in. I spent countless nights reading for hours just so I could keep turning the pages. Each book in the trilogy is that engrossing and incredibly written. Stephen King said that The Hunger Games is a violent, jarring speed rap of a novel that generates nearly constant suspense. The Hunger Games is a fantastically written book alongside an incredible series. It has been named the #1 bestseller for the New York Times, US Today, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, and US Weekly. It gives us insight to what post-apocalyptic life entails through the eyes and life of a courageous heroine. Suzanne Collins aimed high and succeeded. It was a success that it has been made into a movie, which will air in March 23, 2012. This movie is said to be just as amazing as the book. For anyone who is looking for a good read or is interested in a new action-packed movie, consider The Hunger Games. Both the paperback and hardcover books are reasonably priced and are available for both the Nook and Kindle. And if you do, may the odds be ever in your favor. This is Brooke Portfolio with Channel 13 News. Have a good evening. To end tonight's broadcast, and in light of celebrating America's most powerful women, I would like to pay tribute to one of the strongest women in my family and that I knew. Amy Jane Steele was born on May 1st in the state of Florida. She was a blonde-haired beauty with a smile that would light up your world. Amy was the oldest out of her siblings, and she played the role of big sister to her younger brothers Chris and Michael like a pro. Amy was the definition of an ideal woman. She was kind, giving, reliable, and loyal to both her friends and family. She was truly beautiful on the inside and out. No matter what the problem, Amy had a solution. She would calm your nerves with her soothing voice and inspiring words. Even if everything was going wrong, in that moment with Amy, everything was right. As mentioned before, Amy was one of the strongest women I knew. Unfortunately, even the strong have weaknesses. Amy was diagnosed with cancer of the abdomen at the age of 33. Through all the doctor's visits, surgeries, chemo treatments, and new medicine, Amy kept her spirits up and a smile on her face. Amy passed away peacefully on March 31st, 2011, in the comfort of her own home. God received a very special person on that day, a one-of-a-kind angel that holds a special place in my heart. This is Brooke Portfolio with Channel 13 News. Thank you and good night. Good morning, I'm Brooke Portfolio, and thank you for tuning in to Good Morning Washburn. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Todd Soper, the House Director for Phi Delta Theta here at Washburn University. Hi Todd, how are you today?
I'm good, Brooke. How are you doing?
I'm great. So tell us a little bit about what your job entails at Phi Delta Theta.
All right, well, it's the first year that Phi Delta Theta and Washburn University have a partnership. And so currently the Phi Delta Theta House is university owned and operated. So a little bit of my day entails doing the maintenance and the facilities and all of the behind the scene work that goes into the house. And then the fun part of the job is getting to work with the men and advise them and really help make this a great fraternity experience for them.
Well, great. And now you said that it's Washburn University owned and operated. Now, under which division of Washburn is Phi Delta Theta owned?
It's owned through Residential Living Office.
Okay.
And so it's a really interesting partnership that's not seen at many universities across the nation. Yeah, it is interesting. And so it really, it acts more of a residence hall, but it's a fraternity house.
Okay, awesome. So I know that from your past experiences, you were in a fraternity in college, correct? How does your experience there at your college, relate to the one that you're having now here at Washburn?
Well, they're completely different experiences. I'm a Beta Theta Pi, and so I work with Phi Delta Theta, which is two different fraternities. And it's really interesting to see the difference between being a student leader and being a professional who's trying to help the student leaders. So having a good experience, it gives me a lot of background, a lot of foundation in terms of leadership and communication, and really can help to try to give that to the men.
Now, you mentioned something about student leaders, and I know that you're very involved with leadership positions as now you're the house director. So what do you feel some of the qualities should be for a leader here at Washburn to be successful?
Well, I think that all
We've talked about leadership and the community here at Washburn with our Greeks, but I know that you also take part in a lunch activity sometimes where you go and meet with a boy during the lunch hour who is younger, like in grade school, so expand on that for me.
Okay, I once a week and sometimes more than that, I go to a elementary school through Lunch Buddies, and it's through Co-Peer, which is a volunteer organization in Topeka. So I meet with this fourth grader, and he's phenomenal. We meet with him, and we go play basketball. We can play soccer.
Great. What's his name?
His name's Corey. His name's Corey.
Shout out to Corey.
Yeah, shout out to Corey. He has a really bad background, and so I really enjoy the idea of getting involved with this type of mentorship program.
Right.
And he really just needs to know that somebody cares about him, and oftentimes students